This is guerrilla marketing, has nothing to do with zoos. And this is a concept that was popularized by Jay Levinson in the 1980s. And he defined guerrilla marketing as achieving conventional goals with unconventional methods. And it's kind of, my definition of guerrilla marketing is you get 5 cents worth of money and 95 cents worth of creativity gives you a dollar's worth of publicity. And the normal way that this works is you identify a medium that is underused, underutilized, and then create a message that's appropriate for that particular medium. And a lot of times you can get the access to that medium for very inexpensive. And if the message is appropriate, it can have a really powerful response. I think I have an example here. So this is an example of a guerrilla marketing campaign. Does anybody recognize this situation? So this is a parking garage, and there's that bar going across the parking garage. So how much do you think it costs to place an ad on that bar going across the parking garage? Like, they probably get those things broken all the time, and if you just provided the bars for free, they would be more than happy to. So this is, again, who would think to advertise on the bar in a parking garage, and what kind of message could you give? And I don't know if you're familiar with this particular product, and if you are, I'm sorry. But this is a treatment for erectile dysfunction. Again, it's 5 cents worth of money and 95 cents worth of creativity gives you a dollar's worth of message. Is there any other message that could have worked in that particular situation? So the downside of guerrilla marketing is it can be unethical. There's a concept of hijacking, and this is where you pretend to be associated with a major event when you're not. And this came to a crisis during the Atlanta Olympics back in the 80s, where Panasonic was the major sponsor of the Olympics, and they had a beautiful Panasonic pavilion in the center of the Olympic Village, and Samsung rented a parking lot right outside the gate and put up a huge Samsung display outside of the Olympic grounds. And afterwards, when they did the recognition awareness, Samsung got 9% awareness of people who had attended the Olympics, and Panasonic, the official sponsor, got 3% awareness. So by pretending to be a sponsor, they actually got more, and they didn't have to pay to be a sponsor. So that's bad. Another issue is vandalism. Very common to do the writing on sidewalks. Yeah, that's vandalism. A lot of times people don't mind it. We see this on campus all the time. If you do it with ink, or with paint, that's a slightly different issue. But it's you know, so you do a sidewalk campaign, and then it costs you $100 to get somebody to scratch your message on the sidewalk in chalk. And then somebody complains, and you get a citation, and you have to pay a $1,000 fine for having writing on the sidewalks, and you get some press coverage for this company got writing on the sidewalks. What's the downside? It's an issue. And then we can have it taken to the next step where you're actually causing disruption. This happened, I can say, several years ago. There was a Cartoon Network show called Aqua Teen Hunger Force. I don't know if you've ever heard of that show, but they had these cute little animated characters, and for a guerrilla marketing campaign, they had these little electronic boxes that flashed, I have an example here, flashed the digital light that showed the characters. And they posted these little boxes in high traffic areas in big cities. And so people would drive by and see these little boxes with the flashing lights that had the characters on them. Well, some of the people driving by there were old, like me, and Rather than saying, oh, that's cute, those are cartoon characters from a television show, they thought, oh my God, that's a bomb. Because it's a little black box with blinking lights and it's right on a bridge, what's going on there? And they ended up in Boston shutting down traffic while they had the bomb squad come in and remove the Hunger Force. They need to have easier names like the show of shows.